Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my August book haul. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing because that crazy cat has just gone on the roof of our little new shed, and she's attacked the baby pigeons, the pigeons that are nesting in the trees, and I am not impressed. Normally she'd never been able to get them, but now she's got that little lid on them and it's like, get down. So, sorry, bit of a distraction to the whole book haul, but I thought I'd share that cat is completely crazy, and you're probably seeing what's going on in the background more than I am. So, I am filming this on the 26th of August, I think it is. Yep, 26th. So the Emily calendar ends today. So September will be from the 27th till whenever I film the next one. I can't remember when. About a month's time. I'm trying to keep it to a month. But I have been good. I have only bought, I've only bought 25 books this month. So it's less than 30. Woohoo! Actually, you would have seen that because I would have put that in the thumbnail. But for the first time in ages, I'm on less than 30 books. And that's good considering this is including the holiday book haul. And I've been trying to resist. I've got a couple of Waterstones books because that was my Waterstones treat that I'm allowed every month. And I'll buy one Waterstones treat, and I'll have one or two AV book treats, but they're only if they're 4 series books or 4 books for like Victober. Since that next month I'm going to be probably buying the Victober group book when it gets announced, and or one more book for Victober, and I've got another series book for like the Percy Jackson Trials and Follow series, which I'll fill you in on in a minute. So yeah, there may be like 2 books going on that, and I'm trying to resist the urge of getting too many books. I was going to think, there was one book that I nearly bought at Waterstones in the buy one get one half price, because the manager there that I love was recommending it for me, but I resisted, and then I've just watched Gem from Gemma Booker's haul, and she bought the book that I was going to buy, the fantasy one about the shopping mall and the little short story thingy, and it was like, oh, I can see me giving in and getting it next month now. So blame Gemma, I'm blaming you big time, girl. But anyway, what I will do is, the books that I bought on holiday I won't go into too much detail because obviously I've spoken about them a couple of times. There's a few like Agathas and stuff, so I won't go into too much detail about them. So this won't be a long video. Before I say anything else, I will say that with my Amazon wishlist, sometimes I look at it and I see that the book's gone missing, and there is a book that's gone missing that I haven't received. So I think it arrived when I was on holiday and someone might have nabbed it. So if anyone has got it for me, I think it's like Gilded by Marissa Meyer, that one. I didn't receive it. It's not that I'm not sharing it, it's the fact that it was from probably from an anonymous person. I haven't actually received it because I think it got nabbed or stolen when I was on holiday. So I would have been really grateful because I really do need that book, but I might just have to get it second hand, that's not a problem. But yeah, so that's the first heads up. And now I'm going to show you the 4 books that I've been received. 2 of them are for like ad PR products and 2 were gifts. So let's go. So the first one was a gift from Mia and Thomas. I spoke about this in my gratitude journal, so again I'm not going to go into too much detail. Mia, Thomas and Ava, they went to the sweet shop and then they went to the charity shop and they decided to do something to make me smile. They got me The Orphan of Angel Street by Annie Murray. Yes, it is a friggin' chunky book. It's over 500 pages. I think it's going to be like an autumnal book possibly. I might read it in one of the autumn months. It looks about, I think it's sort of set, I don't know when exactly it's set, but it's the dress code of this makes me think it could be like wartime, the way the buggy and things. I think that's like wartime, I'm not entirely sure. And Banded at Birth, Little Mercy Hanley shows a fierce determination few others can match. Her inner fire burning brightly, even in the appalling conditions of the turn of it's the turn of the century, Birmingham. So this was probably like 18 to 1900, so late Victorian, early Edwardian. But behind Mercy's pale and haunting face, there is a steely determination, as her harsh foster mother, Mrs. Gaskin, soon discovers. Beating threats and poverty cannot halt Mercy's efforts to improve herself or to create a new life for Susan, Mrs. Gaskin's crippled daughter. Even in the worst times, it's as if someone is watching over Mercy and willing her to succeed. So well done. Apparently Thomas chose this out of the 3 of them, so I'm really grateful. Now to my anonymous book, which will probably get saved for next spring, to be honest, because it looks like a spring book to me. I Remember Paris by Lucy Diamond. I've loved Lucy Diamond's books, and when I actually look at the authors that I've read the most of this year, I've actually read the most Lucy Diamond, believe it or not. She's actually beaten some of my other popular ones. because I know I've read Anything Can Happen. I know I've read The Best Days of My Life. So, and this is I Remember Paris. Paris for me springs spring. It springs romance. It springs love. And I love books, anything to do with Paris. It's my dream location. I don't know if I'll be. It's the one place that I'm nagging Chris to take me, and part of me is tempted just to either living drag him there at some point, or go on my own, go with a friend. I don't know. Paris has always held a special place in Jess's heart, ever since she spent the magical summer there over 20 years ago. So that when a writing job offers her the chance to return, she's delighted, especially as her subject is iconic artist Adelaine Fox. Now approaching 80, Adelaine wants to tell her life story, and what a life it's been, full of scandal, success, betrayal and passion. But Adelaide is keeping secrets from her. Jess is sure, and she soon realises she will have to confront her own past in the city. Can Jess find out the truth, even if it means changing both their lives? I'm trying to check what the cat's up to. I'm going to deal with her in a bit. And then to my AdPL product, which I'll be reading in September, and this is Just One Weekend by Catherine Aitken. She wrote something about the Bella McCann book, which I absolutely loved, and this is a short book that I'll be reading, so it is an AdPL product because I am doing it for a review. A woman in need of change, a reclusive broken rock star in a city that never sleeps. What could possibly go wrong? I am really excited. I love the Bella McCann book, so I know that this is, even though it's an indie book, I know I'm going to love it. I really do. So looking forward to reading that. And then this is the proof copy of Charles Heathcote's new book. He said I can share it, so it won't be going on my numbers as in Storyguard, because that's another story I have to tell you at the end of this. So it won't be going on there because obviously this is a proof copy, but it will. Charlie has said I can put it on my booktube on my numbers, so it can go down as a book read. I'm actually, on the day that I'm filming this, I'm reading it at the moment, and it's a proof copy, so it will be edited before it comes out into publish. But I'm very blessed to be one of his beta readers. I'm bloody loving it. I am absolutely flipping loving this. Like, Charlie has smashed it out of the park, and I'm not just saying that because he's one of my mates. He is absolutely smashing it out of the park with this. It's very gripping. It's even better than the first book, the first murder one, but blooming heck, loving this. And I'm not just saying, like I said, I'm not just saying it because Charlie's a mate. So actually that one needs to go to one side because I'm reading that. I'm going to read that literally as soon as I film this. So now to the books that I purchased. I've tried to keep them in like order. Actually that one needs to go away as well because that can go over there because that's going away. I'm trying to keep them in pile order because where they're going to be going up and down the stairs with all my bookshelves. So I've only got one non-fiction book this month, and that is, be so careful with these big piles, The Doctor Will See Me Now by Max Pemberton. He's written a few books, I believe, and I believe this is written in the it's not COVID times, thank God, so it was written in 2012, so this was written actually the year Mia was born, so it's quite, effectively it's like 12, 13 years old, so it's an older book, but about a the junior doctor's back in hospital. I do like doctor memoirs and things, and it'd be interesting to read about the junior doctors because I've not read about a junior doctor yet, so I don't know much about this. Fancy trying it. So that's my one non-fiction. That's going well. Then I bought two books of the series ones that you would have seen on my holiday. So Finally Mine and Protecting What's Mine, and these are the second and third. I think that's second and I think that's third, but I can't remember for the life of me, by Lucy Score. So now I've completed another series which will be for next year. The first one is Pretend You're Mine, which I got last year, or at the start of the year, I can't for the life of me remember. But I've now completed the series, even though I've actually got to complete the other series by this author before I can finish that book, which I need to be finishing possibly. I might actually have to get off my bum and buy the second book because I want to try and finish that this year. Otherwise it's like a book I've started this year and I'm not even finished, which I don't like doing that for series. So this is set, this one's about Gloria, is due a happily ever after. She's lost 10 years to a toxic, dangerous relationship. Now that she's finally free and medicating with makeovers and margaritas in her mother's kitchen, she has a long road ahead of remembering who she is. Sorry, Chris has just come out in the garden. And the next one is about Chief Lincoln Reed, who is known for his heroics in the fire department. Ooh, sexy fireman. Get in there. Have a look at reading that. So I don't know too much about that, but these two are great. These two are contemporary, but actually they're going halfway upstairs, so you actually do go there. So that's two books by Lucy Score that I got on holiday. A recent one, I always have to tell the kids to be quiet, now I've got to tell Chris and Thomas and Sweet to be quiet. This one is actually the last book that I actually bought, which is When the Curtain Falls by Carrie Hope Fletcher. And I don't know, I am counting this, I was going to put this with contemporaries, but actually it's actually historical fiction, because it's actually set in 1952. Part of it's set in 1952 and then part of it's set in the current time. So even though it's down as a contemporary, I think I'm going to put it in historical fiction actually. In 1952, two young lovers, Fawn Burrows and Walter Brown, meet backstage in the beautiful West End Theatre during the production of When the Curtain Falls. Between clandestine meetings and stolen moments, they must hide their love from one person who will stop at nothing to keep born to himself. And then 70 years later, a new production arrives at the theatre, bringing with it Oscar Bright and Olive Green and their budding romance. Don't know too much about this. I think I'm going to put it with historical fiction. What do you think? Not sure yet. I think I'm going to put it with historical fiction actually. 1952 was a year. It was a good year. Now for the contemporary that I bought in that independent bookshop when I on holiday. So you would have seen a little clip about that on the holiday. And this is The Birthday That Changed Everything by Debbie Johnson. It's my pink book that I wanted to buy. A pink book. I said to you I had to get at least one pink. I love Debbie Johnson's books. I've read quite a lot of her books last year and I really enjoyed them. About a birthday surprise, and it's not the one she got. So this is going to be saved for next March for my birthday month. And it's about, it just looks like a romance. Looks very pretty, looks very pink. Don't think anymore, to be honest. Just going to be a book that I'm going to save for my birthday next year. Then the next two are two books in a series, and this is another series that I'm going to be collecting to read next year. And for the life of me, I can't remember the family name of this series, but they are Angel and Watermelon, Angels and Rachel's Holiday, because I've got Watermelon already, so I've got the first three books in this series, and I've got like 3 or 4 more to collect, but because I'm reading them next year, I don't have to get them right now. I say that, but you know what I'm like. So I'm going to be looking for them in the shops. That's my plan. I've got 2 charity shops. I've got some charity shops to go to in the next coming month. Oh, it's the Walsh family. So this one's about Maggie Walsh. Unlike the rest of her family, Maggie Walsh has always done everything right. At 33, she has a proper job, is happily married to Garb, and never puts a foot wrong. So why does she make a bolt for Hollywood and her best friend Emily? In the City of Angels, Maggie gets to do things she never done before. Pitching scripts, getting up close and personal with film stars, living the dream. But is this once in a lifetime journey of self-discovery, or is it simply running away from the life in which she feels trapped? And then you've got Rachel's Holiday, which I read the sequel to that, Rachel, recently. I listened to it on an audiobook this year. So this is actually the original book, which I swear I've read before, and it's about Rachel, and we all know about Rachel because this one was one of her most popular books, but I've got it in the gorgeous new editions. And it's about living it up in New York, and she has addictions and stuff like that, but it's a really, really good book. So that was my big holiday buy. I got those 2. Then I got a random one. This was a random holiday purchase. I think this was probably one of my crazy ones, and that is Ever After Always, which will be saved for next summer, by Chloe Leese, the Bergman sister novel. Okay, so it's about sisters, I think. Don't know too much about this. I've spent 12 years loving Freya Bergman. Aiden's story, it says, I spent 12 years loving Freya Bergman, and 12 lifetimes will not be enough to give her everything she deserves. She's my wife, my best friend, and all I want is to make her happy. But the one thing that would make her happiness is the one thing I'm not sure I can give her. And it's Freya, which is her next storyline, I think. I love my husband Ada, but recently he's been quiet and withdrawn. With the growing distance between us, the last thing we need is to be thrown together for an island getaway to celebrate my parents' many years of perfect marriage, while ours is on the brink of collapse. Despite my meddling siblings and a week in constant company, this trip somehow gets us through working through the trouble in paradise. But when we leave paradise and return to the real world, will trouble find us again? Could be interesting. Never read a Chloe Leese book, but it looks like a good summer book. If she's going for those pigeons again, I think she is. So crazy cat. She keeps going for the pigeon babies. Just telling Chris. So now I've got 2 books by Jo Thomas, which you know is another author that I've been buying a lot of recently. Sunset Over Cherry Orchard, and this is set in the Angelaise, I can't believe say that word, Cherry Farm, and it's about fiery boss Antonio, ooh, like a bad boy. It's time for Betty Winter to have a dance to her own tune. After 3 failed engagements, Betty is desperately of a fresh start, and what better place than the sun-drenched hills of southern Spain. Because this is like orangey, I'm gonna try and read this romance in like autumn, I'm thinking, maybe, not sure, but it does look good. Again, she's another author I've been reading a lot of this year and buying a lot of this year. I love Jo Thomas's writing, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I managed to find in the charity shop next to our Tesco, one of the Tesco's around near us, I found Love in Provence by Jo Thomas, which is actually her latest book, and I found it for £1.50. She's found, and this is actually the sequel to another one of her books, which I read this year, and which is Escape from the French Farmhouse. And so I'm saving that for next year. But this is Love in Provence, and it's the sequel to that, so I can't really tell you too much about it. But it's about Dell, who's moved to the south of France 3 years ago and hasn't looked back. She's found new friends and a new purpose, and a new love with gorgeous Fabienne. Oh, Fabienne, French. But just as maybe I might have to read this actually in the autumn. But just as harvest on her little lavender farm is due to begin, Dell gets some shocking news. With no time to dwell, she welcomes a new crew of lavender pickers and unexpectedly waves goodbye to Fabienne for the summer. Oh, I don't know, summer, maybe summer. I'll have to wait and see. Then to a book that I bought on holiday because it was part of the women's long list. It was long listed for the Women's Prize in 2019, and this is The Pisces, which is another book that I plan to read in March, my birthday, because I am Pisces. And apparently Jennifer from Jennifer Loves Books enjoyed this book. I don't know much more about it. It's like a romancy kind of thing. It's got my star sign on it. Gonna get it. I'm realising I'm already at 16 minutes and I've got quite a few books left to show you. So. Now I think these are my Agatha books, which will be obviously for my Agatha project, so I'm literally going to tell you very brief amounts about them. Okay, the latest one I bought was Death Comes to the End by Agatha Christie, which is a standalone, I believe, and that is getting added on to the end of the Agatha project, so it will be read after the year, but it's getting added on to the end. We may change its position at the moment, but right at the moment it's like a horror-y, historically fiction murder mystery. And Chris, you might see the back of Chris in this video because I think he's going to check what the cat's up to. And this is It's Dumb Witness by Agatha Christie, which I believe is a Poirot. So this is on my list. It was about, it's got an Emily in it. I spoke about it in my Agatha project. And it's an Agatha, so that will be that. Then we've got the standalone, The Crooked House, which I believe is a standalone. Can't quite remember where this is in the list of videos. About the Leonardis is one big happy family living in a ramshackle mansion. So we'll have to wait and see what that's about. And then we've got a Mary Westacott book. It's the book that's Absent in Spring by when Agatha Christie was writing as Mary Westacott. And I know that Alice didn't like it as much when Agatha was writing as Mary Westacott, so I'm intrigued to how this is going to go. It's a very short book. Again, it matches my copy. A striking novel of truth and soul searching. Short but sweet, but I can't remember where this is on the list. So that's another one. And then I got a Daphne du Maurier on holiday, which I love Daphne du Maurier. It's one of her short story collections. It's The Birds and Other Stories. I've got very few Agathas left to get, so I do need to take a picture before I go out. I think that's what I'm going to do before I go to my two charity shop binges. I'm going to do that. How Long Has He Fought With Them in the Darkness? It's about the bird. This one's got the birds in it. What other short story collections has it got? It's got Monte Vita, The Apple Tree, The Little Photographer, Kiss Me Again Stranger, and The Old Man. So that's my DDM. Can't wait to read that. Trying to think how this is all going to go. So those are like my classics / like Agathas and things, so they do count as classics. Then I've got 5 fantasy now. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that counts as 11 contemporaries at the moment, 5 classics, 2 historical fictions there. One historical fiction there, but I'll add up the historical fiction in it. So this one was a random one on holiday. Again, it's about the thief on the winged horse, and it's about sort of a feministy kind of fantasy book. The Kendricks have been making famous dolls for over 200 years. Their dolls aren't coveted for their craftsmanship alone. Each has an emotion laid on it. This does look fun. It's fantasy. It hasn't got the best ratings on Goodreads or Storygraph, but I'm going to give it a go. My book this is the third in the Trials of Apollo series, The Burning Maze. I'm going to be buying the fourth book any day now. I'm going to be ordering it. And the fourth one is The Tyrant's Tomb. So I'm going to get the fourth one any day now, and then I've just got to get the fifth one, which I think is the more expensive one. I was a god once until I was cast out by my father Zeus, and now I'm an awkward mortal teenager called Lester. Thanks a lot, Dad. And this one he's going a journey through the labyrinth. I don't know anything about this. I think these books are shorter than the Heroes of Olympus books, because this one's like 400 pages, whereas I swear the Heroes of Olympus ones were all bigger. Look, I'm so looking forward to starting the series in September, so I can't wait to share that with you. Then I got in the buy one get one half price, I got the Lights Up by Lizette Alton. But this actually is like a historically fictiony fantasy, because it's like got 3 children separated by time, and they come together in a magical adventure. I love The Secrets of Haven Point, and this is her latest book. Still got to read the Stickleback Catchers, but this is her latest book and I wanted it. So we've got Hetty, who's devastated. The art centre, her favourite place, is gone, just like her granddad, her favourite person. Years before, Jack was lonely too, but his life changes when he's taken in by a theatre troupe. And many years before that, Irene has lost everything she loves. She wants revenge against the rich theatregoers who wronged her. When powerful magic brings Hetty, Jack and Ariane together, can they let go of their past to imagine a brighter future? Looks incredible, cannot wait. Then we've got The Throne of Glass, which I've already shared. I can't believe I've got the pretty edition, and it's the first in this series. Apparently I'm very lucky that I only paid £1 for this, because apparently it's like you can, both Danny and Kat said you could spend like a lot to get these copies, but it's the start of a massive series, so I'm going to gradually collect this. I don't know whether I'll start it next year. I don't know when I'll start it. I don't know how I'm going to go with it, but I'm going to give it a go. Then to the book that I was screeching about. I couldn't wait to buy this, and it is Not for the Faint Heart by Lex Croucher. You know, Lex Croucher is now a new favourite author. I have absolutely loved every single book that they have written. I cannot describe how much I love it. Yes, it's got the pink sprayed edges. Yes, I bought it literally the day or the day after it came out. I love Lex Croucher's work. They're a chronic pain sufferer, and this is a LGBTQI historical fiction romance. I think it's like middle grade one. It's got everything I could possibly want. I'm going to get their authors, like, there's historical-ish rom-coms and fantasy for both adults and teenagers. I've just loved every single book I've picked up by them, and this is just... Gwen and I Are Not in Love was my favourite book of last year. This has got potential to be a favourite book. I know I'm just going to love it. I will be reading it before the end of the year. So now I've got 4 historical fiction there, and then I've got 2, so 4 plus 2 is 6, so it's 6 historical fiction. The first one is a random one from the holiday, The View Across Rooftops. I'm actually not going to put them there, and that is set in Amsterdam in 1941, and one man will risk everything to save a life. And it's set in Nazi-occupied Amsterdam, historical fiction. It's got everything I want. I'm going to get it. Then, in that same charity shop next door to Tesco's, I found Homefront by Kristen Hanna in the most gorgeous copy, which matches another copy that I've got, but it's a stunning, stunning edition. It's one of the only ones I don't own by this author. I've got The Nightingale in a stunning edition. I haven't got The Winter Garden in a stunning edition. But I don't think there's many more books I've got to get by this author. I have got her latest book, obviously, in hardback, and I've started getting them in hardbacks. But this is just, it looks incredible. I think it's set in wartime, but I don't know a huge amount of Homefront. It's a story of love, loss, heroism, and ultimately the hope that gives a profoundly honest look about modern war and the price of war, modern marriage and the price of war on the ordinary family. It literally looks incredible. I can't wait to read it. It's beautiful, beautiful edition. Then I got, at my charity shop near me, I've got the next 2 books. The first one I did pay a bit more for. It's Under the Wartime Sky by Liz Trainoy. I think I've read one book by this author. It's set, but there's something about it that really like keeps drawing me in. and I've been looking at it in my charity shop for ages and I wanted to get it. Don't know if I've read any of her books, but there's something about it, like I said, that's been drawing me in. So the first bit, it says about in 1936, the threat of war hangs over Europe. Churchill gathers the brightest minds in Britain to a grand house in Suffolk. Bound by complete secrecy, they work on an invention that could mean victory for the Allies. Among them is Vic, a gifted but shy physicist who for the first time feels like he belongs. And then you've got the local girl Kathleen, who wants to do more than serving tea and biscuits, to do her bit. So when the Bawdley team begins to recruit women to operate in their top secret system, she dedicates herself to this life or death work. Sounds amazing, can't wait to read that. And then lastly, a book that I picked up for 20p in the sale, and that is The Last Kiss Goodbye by Tamsin Perry. Again, I swear I've read this book, one of her books before. It was 20p, it's a hardback. It's set partly in 1961 and partly in the modern day, so it's a dual timeline. Everyone remembers their first kiss, but what about their last? The first timeline set in 1961, the journalist Rosamund Bailey is set to change the world when she meets explorer and a man about town, Dominic Blake. But she realises that she has found the love of her life. Just as happiness is in their grasp, the worst happens and their future is snatched away. And then into the 2014 timeline. Deep in the vaults of the museum, activist Abby Morgan stumbles across a breathtaking find, a fading photo of a man saying goodbye to a woman he loves. This looks amazing. It does look historical fiction. It does look good. It's worth 20p. So this isn't too long a video. I'm quite happy with that. If you got to the end of the video, leave a shopping bag emoji, because hell no, we all deserve our treats and books are fun and we all have to do it what I want. I'm pretty happy with that. I've got like 5 fantasy, I think we said like about 11ish contemporaries. I got some Agathas, got some of the books that I wanted. I'm happy, and it's less than 30 bucks. Woohoo! I am celebrating, I am celebrating. That's for me, that's good anyway, I don't care. If you got to the end of this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.